Algebra 2. Happy Monday or Tuesday, depending on when you're seeing this video. Today we're going to do notes, assignment number 29. And there's homework tonight, so you'll need 2 pieces of paper for today. Oops. So we're going to start solving rational equations. So before we went ahead and we did simplifying rationals, multiplying, dividing, adding, and subtracting. Now we're going to move on to solving. This is going to be a 2-day lesson. The essential question is, how is solving a rational equation different than simplifying a rational expression? So at the end of this video and tomorrow's or Wednesday's video, you should be able to say that you can solve simple rational equations in one variable and interpret the results of a rational equation by determining when there is an extraneous solution. So there's homework tonight. It's assignment number 30. It's 3 problems at the end of this video. Okay. So let me see if I can increase this view. Let's see what happens when we go to 100%. No. There we go. That's better. Okay, so if you can, at the top of your notes page, write down the listing, the restriction on the domain. So the denominator of any fraction cannot equal 0. It's undefined when it's like that. So we need to find restrictions on the domain, and we do that by setting each denominator equal to 0, and then we solve to find the restricted values. And those are called extraneous solutions. So you're going to factor the denominator, set each parenthesis equal to 0, and solve, and those will be the restricted values. There we go. Okay, so if you can hit pause here and write down those 2 problems. Hit pause. Okay, so step 1 is to factor. So when we look at example number 1, x plus 1 can't be factored, so we're just going to put it into parentheses. But on the left side, we can factor with a magic x. So I'm going to do that off on the side here. Remember, there's a hidden 1 here. So we multiply front and back. What multiplies to 5 and gives us 6? That's easy. The x plus 5 times 1, and 5 plus 1 is 6. So now you're going to solve each parenthesis by setting it equal to 0. And what we're doing here is we're finding the restricted values. So we're going to take each parenthesis, x plus 5 equals 0. Probably for this one. Take the next one, x plus 1 equals 0. And we don't need to repeat because we already have x plus 1. And then solve, and then that's pretty much mental math, right? So to solve for x, you would subtract 5 to both sides. So x cannot be equal to negative 5. And this one, we would pop the 1 over, so subtract 1. And x cannot be equal to negative 1. So these are our restricted domains. So these are our restricted answers. And you'll understand that more tomorrow when we actually solve. This will be one of the steps that you're going to need to do. Sorry, not tomorrow, but on Wednesday, when we start solving these, you'll understand why we're finding those restricted answers. Okay, let's do the next one. So remember, the first step is to solve. So write down example number 2, please. You can hit pause. Okay, so we need to factor this. We add that 0x in. There's a hidden 1 there. We multiply front and back. So it multiplies to -9 and gives us 0. What multiplies to a -9? It's 3 and a -3. So x3 and -3 would equal 0. Now for this one, it's just x, so we're going to just put a parenthesis around it. I'm going to erase this part. I'm going to move this up a little because I ran out of room. Okay, then we set each one equal to 0 and solve. So x plus 3 equals 0, x minus 3 equals 0, and we have to do the other parenthesis, x equals 0. So we just set each one equal to 0 and solve. So we would subtract 3 on both sides here. So the x cannot be equal to -3. This one we would add 3 to both sides. So x cannot be equal to +3, and this one we just bring down. The x cannot equal 0. And we're done. So this is what your homework is going to be like. These are what we call the restricted answers. Okay. So you have 3 problems like this for homework. Here they are. So you're going to factor these, set them equal to 0, and list out your restricted values. Okay. Hit pause so you can write those down. Make sure you upload notes 29 and 30 to your digital workbook. So remember, your first step is to factor. Set equal to 0. Whoops, that didn't work. And then solve for x. Okay. Thanks, you guys. Have a great day.